Hey everyone, so I just used the iPhone SE3, the 2022 iPhone SE, on a week and a half or so vacation down to Miami, Florida. We are in Illinois, so it was about an 18 or the 20-hour trip one way, give or take, plus all the stopping we did along the way as well. I used this phone the entire time, of course. And overall, I am incredibly happy with this phone. First, I want to talk about the one bad thing I had about the phone. That is going to be battery life. And it's kind of a mixed bag here for me. I am not a power user by any means. I use it mostly for doing Google searches, of course, for searching for restaurants, for places to shop, for hotels, stuff like that, and then for YouTube. Main things I use it for, and then also a little bit of Bluetooth headphone listening to when I was not the driver. I used it for maybe 5-6 hours, I'd say total, maybe a little more than that for the entire trip. So the battery is so-so. One thing that will majorly kill your battery is if you keep Wi-Fi on when you're traveling and you're not actually using Wi-Fi. It's going to be consistently looking for Wi-Fi signals, which is going to kill your battery. That is the biggest battery killer from my experience from this trip, is that if you keep the Wi-Fi on, it will kill your battery. Of course, you can turn it off right there. And you just hit that button, it turns it off for like a day. You gotta make sure you do it every day, or you can go into Wi-Fi settings and turn it off completely. But of course, if you're using Wi-Fi, it's not going to kill your battery. And then also switching from 4G to 5G to absolutely nothing, depending on where we were along the trip. There are, of course, dead zones along the trip in the 20 hours or so. I am on Verizon, by the way. So that also kind of hurts the battery a bit. Otherwise, from those things, the battery was actually really good. I didn't actually kill the battery all the way down at all. Then the other thing, and the flip side of that, is battery so small and it charges actually rather fast. Just keeping it on a wireless charger in your car if you have one, or actually plugging it into the car's USB, it actually charges up pretty dang fast. Again, such a small phone, such a small battery, it charges really, really fast. Other than that, I didn't really have any issues with it. So we'll talk about the good stuff here. Again, I am on Verizon. My entire family is on Verizon. My brother has an iPhone 13 Pro Max. My mom has a 12 Pro Max. My dad has a Samsung S21 FE. Every time I checked to see what they had for 5G, 4G, whatever, we all had the same thing, basically. At least iPhone users. I didn't really check my dad too much. But between this and like the iPhone 13 Pro Max my brother has, we always would have basically the same 5G or 4G, the same amount. If he had 4 bars of it, I'd have 4 bars of it. If he had 5 bars, I'd have 5 bars. If he had 4G, I had 4G. Which is incredibly good for a phone that doesn't even cost half the price of that phone when it was new. So connection-wise, at least through Verizon, no issues whatsoever, at least compared to other phones. Of course, again, every carrier, you're gonna have some issues where you just do not have service because in the middle of nowhere, there's no cell towers around. You're just not gonna have service, and that happens with any phone or any phone service. But again, compared to iPhone 13 Pro Max and the 12 Pro Max and the S21 FE from Samsung, this was right on with those phones, which is really, really nice for a $430 phone. Then I want to talk about the security on this, which is just, unlocking it. It works incredibly fast. It has the I'm just going to call it fingerprint scanner here. So you unlock it like that, and it unlocks incredibly well, as long as you have your fingerprint set up correctly. If you use, of course, the wrong finger, it's going to make you put in your code. Usually I do not use this when I'm home, but on vacation, I figured if I lose the phone, nobody can get in here. And of course, I have banking information and whatnot on here. But you guys can see it unlocks incredibly fast. Unlocked. And then, of course, you got to hit the button again to actually unlock it all the way. Or get off the screen. So that works incredibly well. Again, I usually don't use that. Now that I'm home, I'm going to probably turn that feature off. But it works incredibly well. As far as I know, it does not have the face scanner on it, the face ID, which is, I don't really care. I do my thumb anyway, and it's incredibly good. It works so well. Power wise, this is using the A15 processor, just like the iPhone 13s have and the iPhone 14s have, which means it is incredibly fast. It doesn't have as much RAM as those, but it is incredibly fast. I mean, I had no issues with speed whatsoever. I mean, you can see just from unlocking it there, it's nice and fast. So again, browsing the web, of course, YouTube is YouTube. But browsing the web, the thing is incredibly fast as long as you actually have a connection. If you have 5G especially, it's very fast. Even on 4G, it's actually incredibly fast. No problems with speed whatsoever. It is an excellent phone for that. One thing people might have an issue with is, of course, the screen size. I think it's like 4.7 inches. I mean, this is a iPhone 8 case, I think is what it is, iPhone 8 case. To me, again, that size is actually really nice. I mean, you see it fits in my, I have small hands. It fits in my hand very, very nicely. I mean, like that, which is crazy. Which again also means that this small size, yes, it's a small screen, which you could get the iPhone 13 mini. It will be actually a little bit smaller, but bigger screen on it. But this thing will fit anywhere. It fits in your pocket. You forget it's even there. Especially when you're in a car, you have it in your pocket. You forget it's in your pocket. It's crazy. It's so light as well, even with a case on it. It is incredibly light, which also means because it's so small, it'll fit pretty much anywhere in the car. I mean, it fits in little pockets in the car. It fits in the center console, nice and easy. It fits anywhere you pretty much want to put it. On yourself, even if you have small pockets, it'll fit in your small pocket as well. So that is also very nice. All in all, excellent phone. I'm really, really happy with this phone. It's just a fantastic little device. $430, and I actually only paid $200 for mine because it was used. It was basically new from the guy, but it was used. For $200 for what I spent on it, this is probably the best phone, especially for that price. And for $430, this thing is really, really nice as well. Again, it's going to probably be the fastest phone in that price range. On vacation, it was awesome. I really, really liked it. Yeah, I mean, this thing was awesome. I highly recommend it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.